Oh no, there we go. Look at that. Welcome everybody to the RacingSimRigs Super Trofeo series, round 3 here at Imola. How are you guys doing? How you going? How you doing? Nine o'clock in the morning for qualifying here, with a track length of 4.86 kilometers at an altitude of 41 meters above sea level on the start-finish straight. It is partially cloudy overhead, on an 11 kilometer south wind, a track temperature of 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees in freedom units, if you are of that silk. As always, myself and Craig King are here to jumble the numbers. Well, we're here to jumble everything. We're like jugglers in a circus.
Sorry, I can't hear. I'm busy. Oh, can you see the pins? They're flying. Oh, hang on. No, I've dropped them. Sorry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Super Trofeo series. Rob's already done the information, the freedom units and everything going on, but it's Imola. Oh, I love Imola. It's just fantastic for GT3s, and of course, Super Trofeo. In the real world, the Lamborghinis would definitely be coming here for racing, so why not? It's a fantastic place to race. Looking forward to it. We've got a smaller field tonight. Illnesses, unfortunately, as you expect. It's that time of the year. But I thought I'd give a quick rundown of the point standings while we're watching the amateurs go across for their first laps. Christian Furz at the moment with 2:36.151 leads the way. Actually, let's just go over the amateur points quickly while we've got those amateurs on the grid, because, I mean, we say Christian Furz is pole. It is the Christian Furz show. Christian Furz, 188 points. Callum Beaumont, who beat me this week at Monza in IMSA, 176 in second, and Ted Bradbury in third, 170. And even after 2 weeks, it's still very close, with Leiden Lee in fourth for 168 and 160 for Daniel Gilding. Matthew Draycott 150, and then Mark Lane and Chris Hamer over 146. So it's early days still, and of course they do have their one drop week that they can take during the season. So, you know, everything to play for these amateurs, I think. So we're gonna see who's gonna try and make it. You see Ted Bradbury at the moment. I'm just keeping my eyes elsewhere as Matthew Stroll's about to cross the start-finish line, and he does do a 1:43.942, and Christian Furz responsible 1:42.767. I forgot to say, those times that I was looking at, well, they're different because, well, they're all before the start-finish line, such as the nature of Imola.
A word of wisdom, it is a step-up class from GT3 because it's got TC and ABS. Manan Tikins 2021.
We quoting that, are we?
Well, yeah, he literally said that.
Just putting a 2021 next to it and quoting it. Yeah, no, fair dues. They're coming for their second laps now, of course. While they're doing that, I was going to say the pros is a little bit different when it comes to points, because I'm looking at the wrong list at the moment. That would help. I'm looking at our Wednesday night league. No, here's this league. Casper Lund, 194 points, leads the way with James Armstrong, 180 in second. Tanguy Van Der Wedge and Jonas Dreyer in third with 172 each, and Tanguy is here tonight, but I believe Jonas Dreyer is... Yes, he is here. So both here. Emil Tangard 166 in fifth, and Louis Eckerson 154 in sixth with 152 for Harry Wills in seventh. So again, points are a little bit closer than you'd expect after two race nights, sorry. But it's still all to play for. Matthew Stool as well, another person who beat me this week at IMSA, I'm not happy to admit, but he's about to cross the line. He's got Christian Furz behind him. Christian Furz might get a little bit of a tow, but Sewell comes across the line. He does improve, but it's still only enough to keep him in P5. Christian Furz improves. 1:42.222? That's 6/10 faster than Daniel Gilding.
And, well, he's also just over a second and 1.4 seconds faster than Callum Beaumont, who has not improved his time. So he's stuck in third position. Leiden Lee has got a lap to set. Let's see if he... Oh, he's not setting another lap. Nor is Drake. Does Heatrick set another lap? Yes, he does. This is coming across the line now. Did he set it up? Oh,
No,
Pierce going with a
Pierce,
1.
yeah.
Pierce going to 6th position with a 1:43.845. And he is good enough for 6th position, as said. Oh, wait, that's all amateurs. They're all done.
So all the amateurs done. So let's get the pros ready. Let's get the pros ready. And Milan Tikins, being a bit of a late charge here, will have no practice time. Yeah, that's right. He's doing the Hulkenberg challenge, so he'll have to do his 2 laps. But the pros are about to get on the track. They stay on the track. They're going to do the long walk down the pit lane to get to the start. And I love this track. It's just something about this track. I think it's the chicanes. Like, you see the chicanes like we saw at Montreal, and they're very tight. You can't really do anything. You get to a chicane here. You get to Tamburello, and you've got room to make an overtake. You get to Variante Villeneuve, an overtake possibility. Variante Alta, you can't really do it, but you can set yourself up down for Rivazza. Lots of places in GT cars that you can set up for overtaking. Of course, if you saw the F1, the Emilia Grand Prix in 2020, there wasn't a lot of places for those cars, but they're built differently, GT cars. I think they've got a little bit more get up and go when it comes to being side by side compared to the F1 cars.
I was just trying to process that sentence, and I'm just like, is he saying some dumb stuff?
I'm just saying that the World GT Challenge comes here, the Ferrari Challenge comes here, the Super Trofeos and Lamborghinis, they come here. It is, in some respects, it's more of a home for some of the manufacturers in Italy than Monza. Do you see what I mean? So it's very popular with these companies that make GT cars. So you see a lot of GT racing around here. The 4 hours of Imola. You see sprint races here. So it really does lend itself to some really good racing in the sports car. But like I said, when it comes to Formula racing, open wheel racing, it's a bit too small nowadays, I think. That makes sense? Come on, that makes sense.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, you'll give me that. Okay.
I'm not ready to do the mental maths today.
Okay, well, I'm ready
there
to
goes
do the
Milan
mental...
Tikins on his outlet, already gone off. He tried doing a power slide, and that's not what you want to do.
That's good warming up there, Tikins. It probably is just trying to get the tyres warmed up. Don't tell me he did a George Russell. He did a George Russell, didn't? No, just after George Russell. But you can take some of that runoff there. You can take some of that runoff.
You just reminded me. If somebody goes off there, they're going to be doing a George Russell now. Is that the term?
No, because that was done on the safety car on like a warm up lap type thing. You know what I mean? He was heating the tyres, so different. That's different. So the car.
He's got damage.
Has he got damage?
Yeah, he does.
Oh wow, he does. Yeah, that's some nice looking damage there, just on the side of the car.
That's a lot of damage. Of course, we have the usual crowd in pro coming out to join us. There's Ma. There she is.
Evening, Ma.
Evening, Ma. Be careful around the corners here, Ma.
Oh, he's just clipped. Oh, that was Milan Tikins. Sorry, James Armstrong coming down to where Tikins was. And like I said, all that space there. You just got to be careful not to take it to go to Macro Miller Alley. One of my favourite corner sections of the track, because it's like a chicane, but you're going uphill into the Variante Alta, which in these cars, these curves are nothing. And I say that, he does fire you see 2 wheels go up in the air there for James Armstrong. That's what I just saw there. Really threw it into the Variante Alta. Coming now down to Rivage. To the final corners. Sorry, not Rivage.
I'm looking at the old track map. I'm talking about, like, when would this be that I'm looking at right now? I'm curious.
All right. So
I know. Like, just after they introduced the changes for the 1985 season, so the track when Senna drove it on his maiden race and on his last race, I'm looking at that last set. That's a bus stop at Basel.
Yes, and even more, that bus stop was there since, even until up to the last time F1 raced it in 2004, the San Marino Grand Prix. There was still a bus stop right before the start-finish line. It was not what you see nowadays, where you go Rivasa 2 straight into a long straight up the Bassa Straight, as it's now. They still got it called Variante Bassa, but it's a straight. And talking of straights, Van der Wedge, you can see on your screen, is straight in at number 1 with a 1:42.061.
Coming into Variante Alta is Casper Lund, looking to see if he can use... Well, he's trying to get onto the rear end of Van der Wedge for some extra slingshot. But Van der Wedge is going at lightning pace right now. There is less than half a tenth between the two of them. No, actually, there's more. My math is wrong. More than half, just over half a tenth between the two of them. What does Van der Wedge reply with for his second place rival? Does he go with a 1:41? No, he doesn't. He's actually gone slower. However, Casper Lund has gone faster. With it. Oh no! It was invalid
that time. Oh no!
James,
he went faster, did he?
Ma, you can't be taken off tracks, Ma. Jonas Strayer with a 1:42.056 pips the post.
James Armstrong with an invalid. Ooh, Egby just comes in. What a surprise! A 1:42.387. Harry Wills as well with 7th. A 1:42.486. I think Ben Smith is the last car to set some times. Let's have a
Louis
look.
Eggerton and crossing. Yeah, Louis Eggerton better cross the line. Does he improve?
Ben Smith a 1:42.831.
No, he did a 2:03. Wait. Oh, Jonas Strayer actually gets pole position. The first pole he's gotten in the Super Trofeo series.
Beating Van der Wedge by 0.004 of a second. Wow.
Also, I hate... Look at the timing tower right now. It's so broken. Saying that... Yeah, do you see what I mean? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Thank you for seeing, you guys. Thank you for coming out tonight. The qualifying results for the Super Trofeo Round 3 are as follows. It is going to be Jonas Dreyer going pole position with a 1:42.056, followed by Van der Wedge of 1:42.061 fame. Very closely followed by Casper Lund with a 1:42.137. Lead amateur of Christian First with a 1:42 treble 2, followed by Will Egby of a pro 1:42.387. James Armstrong with a 1:42.451. Harry Wills 1:42.486. That's a nice CPU. Louis Eggerton with a 1:42.513. Ben Smith with a 1:42.831. We get into the double digits qualifying results now. Daniel Gilding with a 1:42.834. Milan Tikins with a 1:43.231. A second off the pace. He'll need to make it up with well, you know, with no practice. He did a very good lap, but I mean, I think everybody needs a little bit of practice of where they're going. Callum Bowman with a 1:43.608. Lion Lee with a 1:43.696. Matthew Suwu with a 1:43.770 in 14th position. James A. Pierce with a 1:43.845. Ryan Hamilton 1:44.004. James Nunn with a 1:44.199. Matthew Draycott with a 1:44.417. Mark Fleming with a 1:45.770. Matthew Heatrick is the final qualifier, the 1:45.957. And unfortunately, Ted Barry did not set a qualifying time, so he's starting race 1 at the back of the grid.
I can't believe you did that with Rob Sewell. Can't believe you did that again.
So, woo! By the way, guys, just before we go into motorsport discussion, consider subscribing to us or join us on our membership. Like the video as always. We've got new tiers, $2.99, $4.99, and $9.99. So you can support us indirectly or directly. Indirectly by sharing the stream or telling your friends. Directly by contributing to the costs, or by liking and subscribing. We appreciate all the support you give.
You can also tell people to re-watch that fantastic race in the RSR World Series last Wednesday, sorry, not last weekend.
Tell iRacing to put it on them. Tell iRacing to put on their top 10. They didn't, and I'm so annoyed.
I forgot to send it in, but I think it would have been last minute. And let's be honest, I think if we sent it in now, we would get not to toot our own horn, we would get the full, us shouting down the microphone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also my replay only showed the battle for the lead. Just remember there was a battle at the back as well, which we weren't able to see. So,
I replayed it. I replayed it.
You replayed it, yeah. I just don't have that part of the replay saved. I might do actually. I'll check. But it was fun. It was definitely a fun night. Just not it's just unfortunate due to penalties. The overall result altered, but that's the way of the penalty system. It's almost like saying, "Oh look, Kyle Busch won his 50th Xfinity. Kyle Busch has been disqualified." It's like that, Everyone gets so excited over an event that happens, and then just forget that there's post-race inspection. So,
well, I wouldn't want to be the people who did NASCAR yesterday for the 500.
They don't have any Parc Ferme, and all they did. And Bubba Wallace's car failed pre-race tech inspection twice. If you fail it once, it's to the back of the grid. No, if you fail it once, it's to the back of the grid. If you fail it twice, well, his crew chief got taken out of the, got removed from Daytona, and could not do his job that weekend. And if he failed it a third time, which he didn't, you would have had to start at the back and then done a drive-through penalty on the start of the race, which at Daytona it just kills your race. Not to mention that, the race was killed with that massive fireball at the end of the race. I don't know if you saw it.
I mean,
take that as a no.
I mean, I did. No, I saw the big one, but I didn't see anything else past that because I went to sleep.
Okay, so I woke up like I do early for work. I thought I'd go and check to see if they managed to get the race re-going, and I was told. Well, I wasn't told. I learnt that the race was still going, and I flicked on, and there were 5 laps left, and I'm like, oh, I came at a good time. And then came a proper big one. It reminded a lot of people of Dale Earnhardt's crash. Just because it was turn 3 on the white flag, a guy near the front got spun, hit into the wall, T-boned, and almost went over the wall. And then, of course, unfortunately, his fuel tank was ruptured. So anytime you see fire, all it is but of course you don't even remember that it's just the fuel trails. But at the same time, fuel tanks should not be rupturing like that. Fuel lines should not be rupturing like that. It's the same thing with Roman Grosjean. So while people could say, hey, it was a safe, everyone's safe, everyone got out, yeah, but why are they having these big crashes? And then furthermore, why is a fuel cell and a fuel line rupturing? That should not be happening. Like, even if it's not going to cause a lot of damage. So it was a shame. It meant the last 2 corners were done under caution, which meant the caution ended the race. So they did not get to the finish line per se. The underdog, McDowell, won the race in a shock. Which is great for him because...
how many people... I wonder how many people saw his odds were just
had
like,
him.
Ooh.
Yeah. No idea. Well, let's just address the whole thing with NASCAR playoffs. If you win a race in the season and you finish in the top 20 in points, you qualify for the playoffs. So now McDowell has to try and make as many races as he can to try and keep a top 20 points finish just to get into the playoffs. You know, it's not a guarantee that if you win, you're into the playoffs. So, you know, congratulations, you've won your first race ever in the Cup Series. Congratulations, it's the Daytona 500. But now you've really got to work your butt off if you want to get into the playoffs at the end of the season.
I'm really confused by those rules. Why can't they just be simple? Why can't they just be top 20 there?
Because
NASCAR doesn't understand what a sport is.
I cannot remember the IndyCar driver who said, if you want to watch motorsport at the pinnacle of technology, you watch F1. If you want to watch motorsports that's done for television and for show, you watch NASCAR. And if you want to watch the best races in the world, you watch IndyCar. What he was saying about NASCAR is it's a showpiece. They've got stage racing for the television. They've got the point system, as they've always have. Now they've got the playoffs again for television because the chase never worked. Really? The chase never worked? I love the chase format. Take the top 12 drivers in points, give them 13 million points, or however many points it is, and just let them all race for the last 7 races of the season to accumulate the most points. That to me worked, but apparently they want eyes on the last race of the season because you can win the championship before the last race of the season. Gee, where have I heard that before? Oh wait, every season in F1 for the last 3-4 years.
F1's still a better sport. If your sport revolves around the big one, then
no, 1 second. That's no. The big one comes at super speedways. There is more than just that. You've got your rubberners racing. You've got your short track racing. You've got the I tell you what. You try going in an F1 car for 4 hours because that is the Coke 600, and it is one of the tough. It is really tough on them to spend 400 laps around Charlotte.
Going left.
It takes 4 hours.
Going left. He's gonna kill me now.
Okay. You and I have an oval race to broadcast this Sunday, the Major Series. I'm getting you in an oval car and you're driving round.
Oh dear.
Yeah, NASCAR road courses. Fantastic. It reminds me of the supercars in Australia. You know, it's fantastic.
By the way, an image will come up on your screens. Ta-da! That is just under an hour and a half ago. The McLaren 35M was revealed.
Yeah, it was actually less than an hour because they took 40 minutes to do advertising.
Oh Jesus!
Including a PR session for team bonding, which was Lando and Danny at a music recording studio to make music.
What for?
PR reasons. It was meant to be a team building exercise.
Who needs team building?
Well, of course, now, first of all, oh wow, it looks the same. Well, why broke what isn't? You know, why change what isn't broken? You know. So personally, I'm fine with how it looks. Maybe got a few new sponsors. I think everyone thought that because they were getting a new engine that they might have a little bit of extra flair on the car, but no, it's the same. I like it.
It looks a lot neater in the back end. I'll say that much.
It does. They've done some changes. They admitted.
I guarantee you, it'll be about half a tenth faster just for that.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how they do in their first year with the Mercedes engine. And speaking of engines, you heard about the other big news out of F1 today.
No.
Honda have agreed to give the details of their power units to Red Bull. So Honda's leaving the end of this year, but their power units will remain until 2025 under the name Red Bull. Red Bull have taken over the ownership.
That was kind of agreed, though.
No, it wasn't.
That had been known for months.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was known for months that Red Bull was going to either buy or absorb the Honda's
but it had to be agreed, and it was agreed today, and everything was signed over today, especially at these talks where they were talking about engine freezing, and well, they still got to go through it as well, the idea of voting for free sprint races this season.
Oh my god, no.
Which I'm not a huge fan of, because F1 has its format which works.
This is not Formula 2. It doesn't work.
Yeah, or Formula 3. No, I get it. And for spec series, it works. Spec series.
Yeah, this Formula 1 is not a spec series. I don't know
exactly.
I don't have to tell the FIA this is not a spec series, but there we are.
Mind you, NASCAR's not a spec series, and when they did a couple double headers this last year, just to get the numbers up because of the pandemic, they did run like reverse grids. Not full reverse grids, but like use the results from the first race to like decide the grid for the second race. Of course, oval racing a little bit different, especially with the stages and stuff, but it did work. It did work, but again, F1, you don't want that. You don't, because what happens if you have a sprint race and Lewis Hamilton had the puncher, or Max Verstappen gets hit and he loses the steering arm? Oh, they've got to start in the back for the second race. Well, is that right? You're gonna have chaos on the start, and it's not going to be one car having that issue, because you could have a couple cars. Take Bahrain. Take the fact that the first lap had Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, and somebody else in a free car crash and took all of them out. I can't remember who it was. So you have that in a sprint race. So you've got those three guys at the back of the grid all battling to get round each other, as well as get round the slower cars. It's not going to work.
I mean,
no, you just said it doesn't work. You just said no, keep it to F2.
Like, what's the point of even discussing it? It's more so, what's even the point of discussing it? I don't see a point in discussing it. Simply because
Simon Delicat, the old Ferrari team principal. I can't pronounce his last name. He's now in charge, and that's what he's come up with.
Yeah, but he's also, he's trying to do something radical, like, because he's the new boy in town,
Well, open up Bernie's magic box, which still has the sprinkler system. Remember that? Remember when Bernie wanted to put sprinklers on the track? Don't try something because it works on a different series. That's what gives that series its uniqueness. Is the fact that it's a spec series. Go on.
Wasn't that more of a joke, though?
But people took it seriously.
Yeah.
Evening, Daniel Merchant. We're here getting ready for a race with 1:45 to go for the first round, for the first race of the night at Imola for the Super Trofeo. And we're here talking about F1 and how, they want a sprint series and I want sprinklers. I don't want sprinklers. I just want a little bit of, you know what? Forget it. Let's throw some dirt in. Let's do what NASCAR's doing. Let's throw some dirt somewhere. Let's have a dirt system.
I actually have a theory about NASCAR. It's slowly moving. It is the death nail of an oval track.
Nope.
And I'll tell you why. The fact that they even considered running a road course in the first place with those kinds of cars means that the Americans are now finally understanding what makes a car good. Turning left and turning right. And also the natural, not everything is going to last forever. F1, it's been in a steady decline. bits and bobs keep pushing it back up.
They've been doing road courses since the 80s, like Aaron was just saying. They've been doing road courses longer than just the last 10 years.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's...
They've only got this many road courses and a dirt road and a dirt oval in the Cup Series, so they've always done it in the trucks,
but
because they're doing it for TV purposes, and they've admitted that.
Yeah, that's the first thing. The first thing you do is denial. What's the last thing you do in the stages of grief? Acceptance. I mean, you can't deny me that the what's it called? The road courses are actually much better to watch.
They're not.
What do you mean?
Right now.
What do you mean they're not?
Daytona. Well, some of them are. I don't like going to.
Apart from Daytona, which
Sonoma.
It's a terrible
don't like
track.
Sonoma. Don't like Sonoma. Daytona, the only drama was the new chicane. Watkins Glen is always amazing. The Roval brings up lots of the prizes, but that's two of your four road courses.
No, but you see, the thing is, right, Watkins Glen is an actual track. and when I say a proper track...
Let's come back to this discussion when they do the Circuit of the Americas, because that is going to be crazy. Because I can just see them going
but the Circuit of the Americas is an actual...
but
the Circuit of the Americas is an actual track.
Yeah, we'll come back to it after the Circuit of America when they do a proper road track. Anyway, yes, the trucks have gone to Motorsport. The Xfinity cars have gone to Road America. So, and the trucks also done Road America as well. So, they do know their road courses. It's just a fact, with no offense, America doesn't have any, apart from the Circuit of America, they have no other Grade 1 road course. So, we'll wait and see. Anyway, this is a Grade 1 racetrack. It's a Super Trofeo series at Imola. We're about to get ready for race 1 as they're coming down to Ravaza. Why am I saying Ravaza all of a sudden?
Don't forget to say what the track or the configuration is for the races today.
The normal track, the track as it is, 27 Celsius, 80 Fahrenheit, 47% humidity.
How long are they running for?
Raidillon TV, 30 minutes each. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Rob, take it away.
Absolutely. So they're coming down to the straightaway. We're passing by what was the space occupied by the chicane or by the bus stop. So we're going very slowly, and we'll switch to the starting formation. You can just hear them crawling up to it now, crawling up and crawling up, and the cars are going by. Jonas Dreyer has led them off, and as you can see, a screaming tower of absolutely screaming Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evils of pro and amateur. That is an amateur already damaged. What on earth?
Amateur already damaged. It is. That Matthew Sutton. That's James Pierce with massive damage to the back of that car.
Massive damage to the front of the car.
Oh no!
What car?
He got rear-ended.
It's James Nunn.
Oh, rear-ended. Everyone checked up and just rear-ended by James Nunn, and also goes into the back as well. Nunn's has got a lot of damage. Pierce has got a lot of damage. And meanwhile, for the amateur, Daniel Gilding's gone wide at Tosa. He has gone wide at Tosa, and that's going to cost him right now. He's lost one position. Might lose two if Raidillon Lee tries to make it through Piratella. That's side by side out of Piratella, and Gilding does have the better line. He will save on to this, but what about Acqua Minerale? Can Lee do anything at Acqua Minerale? No, we'll have to reset. Meanwhile, the pros are going absolutely crazy. Van der Wedge is trying to find ways around Jonas Dreyer, and Casper Lund is having to hold off Will Egby, as Egby is still trying to find, as Armstrong still trying to find ways around as well. But these two at the front right here, Van der Wedge trying to find the line. Dreyer goes to the inside to come to Ravaza. I think Dreyer gets it, but if you take that inside line, you're going to compromise your speed going into Ravaza 2. And Casper Lund realizes that he's right on the back. To the straight they go. And it's still the same at the front of the field for the pros. But I would not be surprised if we get an overtake any moment now.
That is Louis Eggerson trying to pass Harry Wills having all sorts of bother coming out onto the start-finish straight. He was coming through Ravazzo 2. Going side by side, coming into Tamburello 1, 2, and 3. Still side by side with Louis Eggerson coming into 2, 3. Oh, squeezing. But Harry's not yielding. Harry is still not yielding. Oh, coming into Villeneuve. Oh, Harry Wills.
A little bit of a touch in the back. A little bit of a touch. What about Toaster? Can Wills make a move into Toaster? They're still side by side. Continue to battle. Great recovery there from Wills. They continue and they're still side by side.
Oh, there's a car off. That's Christian Furs in the background. He's gone. Christian Furs
in the background, but we've got to keep an eye on this one because Harry Wills is still going side by side. Again, he makes it side by side, but again, Eggerson with more speed. He's going to make this overtake finally. But all that speed, everything, that time they've wasted. While we were watching that, the lead did change in the pros. Van der Wedge is gone. He has just accelerated away from Jonas Dreyer. And now we will see what happened to the lead amateur, Christian Furs. I think it's been shown.
Oh, Christian. Okay. That was a bit too much a left-hand turn, I think. Let's get the chopper view out for that. That was Milan Tikins coming on the inside of him. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Harry Wills having a moment out of Ravazza. Sliding out of Ravazza as he tried to get to the back of Louis Eggerson. It's going to cost him. Going to cost him quite a bit. And meanwhile, at the front, it looks like the Casper Lund wants to try and make some moves on Jonas Dreyer and is struggling. Lund might be able to make a move stick very shortly. Comes through Tamburello and does not get it this time. Maybe after Villeneuve, if he gets a good run. We always say, Villeneuve into Toaster, unless the car in front makes a huge mistake, you can never make an overtake. And it's going to happen here as well. So they'll continue to battle. We haven't talked much about the amateurs apart from
Williams, number one.
Christian Furs is now at the back of the field.
Williams, number one.
Massive recovery drive.
Williams, number one.
A bit bunched up at the moment.
Williams, number one.
Lee and Sewell. Yes, Sewell. Don't say anything
Williams,
wrong.
Number one.
Just watching in front of them. Louis Eggerson and Harry and Milan Tikins, sorry. Just go side by side as Eggerson decides I can't make it.
Going on today. You're right there, Murray. I'm trying to do something funny. Hang on. This is gonna be so ridiculous, but here we go. Now the leaders are going down here today are Williams, number one, Jonas Dreyer, Casper Lund, Will Egby, James Armstrong, Ben Smith, Milan Tikins, Louis Eggerson.
I hate you. So,
oh no! I've just cursed Louis Eggerson.
No!
Oh
Again,
no!
taking so much of that exit, trying to take as much of that rubble stripping just to clip of the grass. He doesn't go into the wall, in all due fairness, but he's right at the back of the field because there was nowhere for him to turn around. Well, first get to position, and meanwhile in front, that's Dennis Messner and Ryan Hamilton having a little bit of a battle down into Tamburello, and I think Messner will have to yield. They go side by side, but it's always tough. Rob, what are you doing? You can't curse, man. You cannot curse anybody.
I did curse him, man. Mark Fleming yielding. By the way, to Christian Furs, he's now up into, I think that is 10th position in amateur.
Looks about right. I can't count at the moment. He's got a gaggle of fresh save free.
Christ, James Nunn not having a good day. Coming into Tosa, he lost the car, tried keeping it on, and almost had a bigger accident than he was planning to have. Well, when I say planning to have it, he wasn't planning to have it, but I mean, when you've had the accident, you plan to recover. But unfortunately, he's still continuing to carry damage as Christian Furs makes the vehemous, the vectorous charge back up towards the front as best he can. He's really pushing that car absolutely blooming hard, as he knows Ted Bradbury is up there. Here is Ted Bradbury, and he's chasing down James Pierce coming through the field. He is in fighting for sixth position in amateur. That is Ted Bradbury overtaking James Pierce, so no problems at all. James Pierce himself, Pierce has got damage, and Pierce has about a 6 km/h deficit to Bradbury. So Bradbury, off he goes, chasing down his next target of Matthew Draco, who just got passed by Ted's teammate Lydon Lee as they came around Tamaretto 3 into Villeneuve. He needs to keep it straight. The touch of the brakes. Oh, crikey, that is Matthew Draco going very, very hard as he sees that Ted Bradbury is looking on the inside. Ted Bradbury meant to be in 2 positions up in as 1 lap. I was about to say as many laps, but I just realized he overtook. He did the overtaking maneuver. Oh, crikey, on the inside, coming up
through the
Piratella onto Aqua Minerale 1 and 2.
Ted's getting a little bit. He's getting a little bit. What's it? A little bit hesitant. No, not hesitant. Sorry. He's getting a little bit impatient right now. Ted's trying to find any way he can make it through, but Piratella's not exactly the place. Trying to force that issue right here. It's not going to work. Meanwhile, in front, his teammate, that's Lydon. That's Lydon going wide through Variante Alta. That's sorry, Draco. No, it is.
Matthew Draco and Lydon Lee are going too wide. That is too wide with Ted Bradbury and Lydon Lee. That's going to be 3 wide coming into the final corner. No, that's Lydon Lee turned around. Touch on the outside in Rivasa 1. Let's just have a replay of that. That was 3 wide coming through there.
Oh. And I think Lydon would have been fine. Lydon would have been fine, but just turned a little bit too early.
Unfortunately, yeah, he came across a bit too early. If he had just kept hugging in the outside. I mean, it's very hard to judge.
What from Ted Bradbury, though.
Oof.
To go 3 wide. Is it the right move? I don't know, but what a move.
It's just a little tap. A little tap. I mean, there's actually not a lot. I don't think there's any damage, I don't think. Let me have a look. Thank you, TrackAmps22. Very cool. They put me inside the vehicle when I need to be outside looking at the damage. But shout out to TrackAmps22 for providing us the cameras. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, there's actually no damage. There literally isn't. It's so very unfortunate for Lydon Lee. Unfortunately, if he had just if he continued all the way around and continued hugging all the way around, I think he would be in a much better position than he is now, but unfortunately he just turned in too early, and this is what happens. And Christian Furs, by the way, he's charging, and he's charging fast. As in, when I say fast, he went from first to last. Or was he first? Yeah, he was first. He was first by a long way. He was first to last, and he's gained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's about to gain 6 positions if he can pass Matthew Heatrick. He's lapping at 1:44.271 pace. Not the fastest in amateur, but he's definitely lapping very quickly as Matthew Heatrick is... Yeah, Matthew Heatrick just lets him by. Matthew Heatrick
says... that was a mistake. What was that a mistake?
Oh, no! Christian Furs! No! He's done a Louis Eggertson! It's all gone wrong! It's all gone wrong! Oh, poor Furs! He had it! He had it in the bag, and then just a bit too much coming out, and off he goes. Louis doing a Louis Eggertson. Oh, it's so unfortunate.
Trying to get as much as you can, push as hard as you can, and it just did not pay off for him, and that is such a shame.
Not only has that one lapse of concentration come to bite him, it came to bite him hard. It's put him down back nearly to last again. Oh, poor Christian Furs. Not going to be able to catch a break in race 1. But let's just hope he gets it better in race 2. Let's just hope.
He's still got the pace. He can work his way back up. He might be able to get a midfield position, finish in the amateurs. That's what he's probably looking for at the moment. There is 20 seconds, though, between first and where he is. There's no way in 18 minutes he's going to make 20 seconds up. But who knows? Anything can happen. There is still, what, 10 laps to go after this? So, like I said, he's got a chance of getting midfield. He's got a chance of getting midfield. And that's what he's got to think about right now. Other people thinking right now, we'll go back to the pros because there's a nice little battle brewing between Jonas Dreyer and Will Egby. Jonas Dreyer has gone down the order a little bit after that start, having to try and get back into that top 3 position, as it's not exactly been a good start for him. Jonas Dreyer got by him a couple of laps ago, and now, Will Egby got past Dreyer a couple of laps ago, and now Dreyer is trying to find ways around and getting all that dirty air as he comes through Tamburello into Villeneuve. It's just going to be tough to find a place, and he's that close that you got to think to yourself, well, don't go for the crazy moves. Don't try and go for the lunge into Piratella. Don't try and make it side by side to Acca Minerale. Set yourself up for Ravazza. Set yourself up for Bassa. The Bassa straight. Just don't go crazy at the moment. There's 17 minutes. There's 10 laps to go. He's still in a good position. As long as he doesn't get James Armstrong coming on his tail, which unfortunately looks like it is happening, because the last thing you want to be is in a PD sandwich.
Jonas Dreyer versus Will Egby. Ma is behind in top 5. Looking to see if she can make it do with anything. They're all in red, actually, by the way. I just noticed that Egby and Dreyer are both dressed in red. I don't know if there's any significance to that other than it's...
Egby's in green.
Okay, then thank you, Trading Pains. Very cool. That's the excuse I have. But... oh dear, that's Gilding. Gilding having issues. What's going on? Where is he? There he is.
Down a few places. Oh, yeah. What on earth?
Oh, Acca Minerale posing a threat to him. When I say a threat...
Car said no.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Car did indeed say no. It just sort of spat him out there. Crikey. And Harry Wills, I think, is having... yeah, Harry Wills having issues? Question mark?
Yes, he did it. He did the reverse Eggleston. Well, he did it the corner before. He did it entering Ravazza 2. Just loses the car. The back spins around. He takes an off track. Keep that car going straight, though. Loses P8 to Callum Beaumont. The only car behind him right now is the amateur of Matthew Sewell.
I mean, he did a drift, so I mean, he kept his foot in. But the tires are not going to thank him for one.
No, Ted. Right, so. You can see, of course, the green are the pros. The yellow is the amateur. And you can see at the moment that you've got Matthew Sewell currently P2.
So
Harry Wills. He's got Harry Wills between him and Callum Beaumont. But the gap is 3.5 seconds. So don't expect anything yet. And I'm knocking on wood because I think I forgot that when it came to Christian Furs. We'll forget that.
Christian Furs, by the way, but issues with James Nunn and Mark Fleming. 2 of them have had issues. Lydon Lee is getting 2 positions back. Christian Furs is also getting 2 positions back, and he is chasing down Ryan Hamilton. But Ryan Hamilton is in a battle, essentially to recover and rejuvenate his race. He's in a tango of 3 in the field. That is 15th, 16th, and 17th overall. I think that is, going by my maths, 7th, 8th, and 9th. I might be wrong though. I'll have to do the count. Yeah.
You're right. 7th, 8th, and 9th. Congratulations.
I eyeballed that one. I just threw it out there. It's like, yeah, that's probably it.
What was that? The Raidillon guesstimate service?
Yeah, the Raidillon guesstimate. Yeah. Exactly, the best service you need, and you need our service. Is Mesner going to make a move here? Is
Mesner going to try and make a move here? He does. Heatrick doesn't go for a defense here. Mesner's going to get side by side. That's a sharp line. Oh, almost come together. Heatrick had to put the brakes on there. He was almost going to go slapping in, and now. With the slow that these 2, Hamilton wants in. Hamilton's going to try. He can't try 3 wide there. Do not try it 3 wide into Villeneuve. Hamilton has to yield, but at the same time, Mesner's yielding. So, okay. So, everybody just yields on each other. Mesner with a slide. And that will set Hamilton up. And Hamilton to the inside, coming up into Piratella. I think this will be Hamilton's corner, but remember how much runoff there is for the GTs. Hamilton cuts the line off, holds that position. Messner can't really make a move into Aqua Minerale. Hamilton gets that position finally. James Armstrong's had an off. James Armstrong's had an off. Now, what's happened to Armstrong?
Armstrong, he is now 14th overall.
What on earth? No! Contact with Dreyer. Contact with Dreyer. A late move with Dreyer.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I see it. Let's have a look.
Late move. Oh. I'm not sure who to appropriate blame there.
Of course, there are other methods of appropriating blame are available. Otherwise known as, let's form the pin. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, so while we're watching that, Jonas Dreyer was in P8 after that incident, and he just tried to do the exact same move on Harry Wills, and then now going too wide after Tamburello, too wide into Villeneuve, and then go too wide into Tosa. How many more times is Harry Wills going to go too wide with guys? The respect this man has is fantastic, but Wills finally at Tosa yields. But Dreyer did almost the exact same move he did there on Armstrong to Wills, and Wills said, I'm not going to have this, and managed to hold it off. And then Dreyer almost did it again into Villeneuve, so Dreyer's really pushing hard. 11 minutes remaining. That's a big knock for Armstrong, though, because he's in the middle of the amateurs right now. So that just shows how bad it is for him. Continues to push. No real battles at the moment in the pros, apart from Casper Lund is desperately trying to get onto Van der Wedge's slipstream. And he is trying a couple mistakes there in Ravazza, but I think he might be on it shortly. The gap's gone down to 1.1 seconds. Let's just look at their times as they cross the line. Another temp taken out there from Lund. He is finding some time right now as he went 1:42.091 purple for the race. With 11 minutes to go, Casper Lund is actually closing in on Van der Wedge. These two are going to have an interesting moment, I think.
Casper Lund in the background. We're on board with Van der Wedge. As you can hear, the absolute backfire of... Oh, that is... We really have to stop cursing people. He almost just went off.
I'm leaning on the table today, Rob. That's enough for knocking on wood.
My hands are literally gripping the table. And this table's wood. I'm literally trying my hardest to not curse a man. Yet I'm cursing a man. You can see him. We're looking backwards on Casper de Lund. The gap is now 0.8 of a second. So Casper Lund has slipstream. He just needs to maintain it for the straights, and then he can slowly reel himself in. He has 10 minutes to make a move, and 10 minutes, or well, the time minus the... So 10 minutes minus the time that he made the overtake from to hold first position if he makes the move.
You're doing okay there.
Yeah, I'm just doing the math, okay? It's hard.
Well, don't do too much maths. You don't want your brain to hurt with all the thinking, because he's taken he's taken 3 temps out, and now he's on slipstream. I want to see what the time is now, because I think Van der Wedge is about to cross the line. Here he goes at the 1:42.569 for Van der Wedge, and what is it going to be for London? The 1:42.225. So the gap has gone down as Van der Wedge is not on the ribbon right now. Well, these are the only guys doing 42s right now in the pros. But, you know, to say he's not doing well at the moment is kind of a weird point, because Lund has just found, I wouldn't say an extra gear, but he's found the pace, he's found the rhythm, and he is just closing in right now, and Van der Wedge must be starting to worry. Lund can start asking the questions, I think, now. That's what we're going to see. I think Casper can now start going, where do you want me? Because I think Van der Wedge might be thinking about making a defense. Something just tells me.
The defense does indeed appear to have started. 8 minutes. Oh, crikey, that's Van der Wedge having a big old slide coming out of Aqua Minerale. As he comes up to, that is the Variante Alta. Come on. Keep it together. And he's let his defenses down. That slide through Ackerman Rally did definitely put pay to the bigger gap that he had to Casper Lund. And now Casper sees the rear end in big racing. Oh no, for God's sake.
Save it! How did he save it? How did he save it? Harry Wills toast. Now Harry Wills is in the pits. What has happened to Harry Wills? He's lost it himself at Acrominerale. He's gone sideways to Acrominerale. Casper Lund has to do it all over again with 7 minutes remaining. What a save though from Casper Lund. It's other battles going on as we speak as well. Matthew Sewell trying to catch on to Ted Bradbury in the amateurs, the P2, just to sign the last 2 places on the podium. Sewell was in slipstream range. He has now lost it though, unfortunately. Might get it back. He's just on that tail end, sorry. He might get it back, or Sewell, but we'll wait and see. Elsewhere, there's no other battles going on at the front per se. There's still that 5-car battle between Heatrick, Mesner, and Furs. He's caught up. He's caught up, but he needs to do more. With 7 minutes remaining.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop knocking on wood. Because it doesn't work. Like, how many... In 30 minutes with a reduced grid, we've cursed, what, 4 people now? Between us? I've probably done all of it at this point.
Right. I know what it is. I know what it is. Don't worry. I know what's happened. Somebody found my terrible towel and used it to clean up dust yesterday. And I told them we were going to get cursed. And this is what's happened. I'm cursing people. That's what it is.
Matthew Sewell, by the way, this is what he attempted to overtake. Oh, that's Ted Bradbury eating a massive chunk of sausage curb. That is not something that he wants to do. It could be very difficult. This replay of his attack on... Oh, a little bit of touchy when they were coming through. Come on. Yeah, and he just makes a mistake. As they're coming through Tosa, he just had a bit of argy-bargy sideways action. And then coming up through Piratella, he just sort of went off.
The gap now for the leaders, as you can see on the timing tower, has gone down. It was almost a tenth of a second at one stage, as Van der Wedge could not do much through Villeneuve, and again through Piratella. It doesn't look good for Van der Wedge. I tell you what, I'm still knocking on wood, because Lund, if he has a good Ravasa, Van der Wedge will have to go on the defense. 5 minutes remaining. They're on lap 15 of 18. So they'll have 3 laps after this. The gap is 0.2 of a second. Now remember, we don't expect anything through Variante Alta unless there's a mistake from either of them. Both of them take it very conservatively. And now down that long winding straight to Ravasa. Down to Ravasa 1 and to Ravasa 2. What will he do? Lund decides that he can't make the lunge. He's just going to set himself up. He had a moment here a couple laps ago when he pushed too hard. He's not having that moment now. He's set himself straight. He's got the brakes right where he wants it. And it's now going to be a sprint to Tamburello. Now what does Van der Wedge do? He will have to try and block this off. Will he go to the inside? Nothing yet as he hogs to the fastest line through the wall. He now goes to the inside. Casper Lund will have to try and get around him. He's not going to get around him. Will he go for late braking? He's trying to force it. Van der Wedge trying to find the racing line. He does get it. Almost goes into the side of Lund there while he's doing that. So, strike 1 to Van der Wedge. What can Casper do when they come around for a second time?
It doesn't have to also be around the straight. That is Casper Lund coming up to the rear end of Van der... What?
Slow down?
What? What? Where?
No, just gives the position up. And just like that, Casper Lund has it.
I'm trying to see if there was a corner code. I'm trying to see, because I'm just like, hang on a minute. What?
Cannot see a corner cut.
What?
So that's interesting. I am surprised at that. Definitely surprised at that.
I'm pretty sure this is where it happened, actually. I'm pretty sure. Hang on, let me just see. Oh yeah, he definitely cut that a lot. Have a look at Villeneuve.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And have a look at this slow-mo. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's have a look at this slow-mo together. You ready for this? We're on board with Van der Wedge. And well, you know, that's a lot of corner that he just cut.
And meanwhile now, while we're watching that replay, Casper Lund and Van der Wedge are having another battle as they come down to Tamburello side by side, and now Lund's got the inside and Van der Wedge has got the outside. Who gets to break it? Tell you what, Van der Wedge broke later and they touch through side by side and they'll come around Tamburello. Lund holds on to it, but again, Van der Wedge trying to find a way around the outside. Into Villeneuve they go. He decides to go slow in, fast out. It does not work for him as he comes through Tosa. They were merging there for a moment. Valentine's Day was yesterday, chaps. They were merging. That's all I can say.
This is incredible. Casper Lund and Van der Wedge doing battles. Coming into Piratella.
He hasn't got it. He hasn't got it. There are other battles elsewhere. Milan Tikins is caught onto the back of Ben Smith with a penultimate. Well, they're on the penultimate lap. Can Tikins do much? He has got a little bit of damage to that rear right, but he is trying to battle Ben Smith. The times are faster. Ben Smith had a bit of a moment last lap. How's that battle as well for the amateur? Ted Bradbury's pulled away from Matthew Sewell as well. You're not missing anything there, and you can't really miss anything at the front because Van der Wedge is now 0.6 of a second behind Casper. I don't know what he can do. What can Tanguy do right now? Because he will not get the gap he needs from the slipstream. Gap is 0.5. And Casper knows right away, and he's just decided, I'm just going to stay on the inside. You're going to have to get all the slipstream because you cannot get around me right here. Some great working here from Casper. Barney throws the white flag. This is the last lap of the first race. What can Van der Wedge do here? It's going to be tough. He's going to have to find a way through, and it's not going to be through Tamburello, and it's not going to be through Villeneuve.
He's essentially just trying to court his way into an overtaking maneuver. Milan Tikins, by the way, coming up onto fourth position behind Ben Smith, who's been the quiet. I was trying to think of what's it. So I was thinking of slow and steady Wan. Oh dear. my terrible English pronunciation striking again. Wandoways. Oh no.
Tikins is trying to find it through Toasty. He can't find it. Van der Wedge trying to find it as well on Lund through Acqua Minerale. Can't find it. If he can get side by side going into Valiente Alta, he might be able to force the issue right here. But Tangard cannot get that. He's right on the bumper. Look at it. He's trying to. There's no way, Tangard. There's no way. It almost goes into the back of Casper Lund as they now come out of the Valiente Alta down into Ravaz. They're going to have a little bit of overlap here. Can Van der Wedge just get an overlap? He has. He's got a little bit faster, but he's going to have the outside. He's going to go around the outside of Ravaz if he wants this. He's not going to be able to, but he takes the side. He's now going to cut to the inside. There's an overlap. Van der Wedge on the last corner is going to get it. They touch, but they respect. And Van der Wedge will take the lead. Will he hold it with the drag straight? The drag race to the finish line. He does with the last two corners. Van der Wedge takes victory away from Casper Lund. Wow!
And Milan Tikins is not able to clinch fourth. He'll have to settle for fifth.
Great overtake. Great overtake there from Tanguy. Brilliant. Meanwhile, the amateurs, there's a little battle at the end. No, there isn't a battle at the end.
There is.
That is Nathaniel Gildy trying to go around the outside of Matthew Draycott. He can't make it. No, he's going to try. Does he get the sprint? He's actually a little bit faster going wide. He can't. Matthew Draycott's going to hold on to this. And also behind him, Ryan Hamilton and Christian Furs. Christian Furs really wants it. He's not going to make it. Woo! Now that was a fun finish.
And that,
Wow.
and that is all she wrote for race 1. Race 2 is coming up. Stand by. Do you want to go over the race results?
Yeah, let's just do it right now. We were saying Tangard Van der Wedge takes victory overall. Just beating Caspolon on those final corners. What a move to make it as well. Will Egby gets P2. A very quiet race for Will, but and P3, sorry. Very quiet race. Had a quiet race for Ben Smith, holding off Milan Tikins at the end, as Smith finishes 4th and Tikins from the back finishes 5th. Jonas Dreyer unfortunately finishes 6th after starting on pole. Could not convert that pole into a win. And then we've got Callum Beaumont in the amateurs, taking the amateur victory with Ted Bradbury in P2 for the amateurs and Matthew Sewell P3. James Armstrong finishes in 10th overall, and Matthew Draycott followed by Daniel Gilding and Ryan Hamilton. Some nice little battles there as well. Christian Furze, what could have been, but I said he wanted to get a midfield, and he did recover after 2 spins to get to the midfield. He finishes 14th overall. Matthew Heatrick behind him. Then Leiden Lee, Mark Fleming, James Nunn, and Dennis Mesner all finishing a minute behind the leaders, almost getting lapped. Now the following cars will not get the reverse grid. Harry Wills, James Pearce, and Louis Eggleston, they finished 5 laps, 7 laps, and 15 laps down respectively. So that is your final 22 of the race, the first race. And what a move though by Van der Wedge. That was brilliant.
It was
That's a top 10. That's a top 10.
Exceptionally. Oh, that's a car going off. It was exceptionally risky, but he definitely made it happen. A bit of a clenching of the buttocks, I would imagine, but I think he would have been very happy with that.
But I mean, he was side by side, and you know, going around the outside there at Rivasa is so tough because, you know, that's the racing line, is to take as much of that wide part in between Rivasa 1 and Rivasa 2. And I think he realized it, so he decided to go inside. He decided to go outside in. So he's accepted that he was going to take a wide angle in, and it just gave him that launch because he didn't have to slow down much when it came to going through Rivasa 2. Which allowed him to just get a lot more speed. Lund unfortunately had to make a bit of a defense and did a little bit of contact, and then a little bit of contact when Van der Wedge managed to get by. But Tangard does make that move, a brilliant move, right when he needed it. And you think he lost it. He lost the lead because of a mistake coming out of Rivasa. Wins the race because of a move in Rivasa. So he must love those corners. Well, I say he loves them. He must hate them. It's a love-hate relationship.
In one stroke, you're just like, he must love them. I know he might hate them, but he must hate them. Maybe.
Oh, no. Sorry, someone's just showed me one of their paints that they're using for the Huskenveld GT Challenge next week, and I'm just like, oh, no.
Show it to me. I need to see this.
I will show you in Discord. It's not good. So, race 2, getting ready. We're getting ready to start race 2. Rob's about to have a moment right now. I apologize if he says anything over the microphone.
What's this?
The livery.
Yeah, what about it? I don't.
That.
What about it?
No, I got no issues, but you know, it's just funny.
It just looks like they lifted like a League of Legends character.
Dota character.
All the same. I mean,
we're sim racers. We don't know.
I mean, League of Legends gave birth essentially to Dota. Dota was a mod for League of Legends back in the day, or no, like.
No, Dota was a mod for for Warcraft 3.
That and which I knew. Yeah, I thought it was born from that silk. You know, the silk of. No.
Dota, the Defense of the Ancients came before League of Legends. The more you know. But as Ethan Bass is saying in chat, yeah, if you're wanting to check our schedule for the week, of course, we do have coming up Wednesday the RSR World Series, Friday the European Sprint Series at Twin Ring Motegi. Sunday we're going oval racing, and I'm not sure what our plans are after that race, but we'll wait and see. But Huskenfeld GT Challenge this week at Alton Park, which I'm sorry, as an Englishman, I have to admit it's not one of my favourite tracks. Mainly, I just think it's a bit too small.
I mean, it's designed for touring cars.
Is it? Did not know that.
What do you mean you didn't know that?
That's what I mean. I didn't know that.
Well, no, I'm just making an educated guess. I would imagine... Hang on, let me look up the Wikipedia page on it. Alton Park. You see, this is how...
Yeah. F1 went there in the 60s. Yeah, I mean, with all due fairness...
I mean...
Difference between F1 in the 60s and F1 now.
Oh, this corner name. Oh, Jesus. Though, to be fair, like, 1960s, British Hill Climb Championship. Where is it? Jimmy Clark won the sports GT and saloon car races, and Jackie Stewart won the Formula 3 race in the 60s. So in the 70s, where is it?
Well, Sterling Moss also won
Formula
a few times.
Formula 3000 has been there.
Formula 5000's been there.
I didn't even know they existed.
International Formula 2 in the 50s and 70s. Also, 1966, the International Formula 2 Championship at Alton Park was cancelled because of snow. If the Brit Car Championship can use it, then the GT1s and the GT2s can use it. No, I can agree with that. Okay, I'll give you that one. In all due fairness, I will give you that. But
I mean, to be fair, he's actually you're actually onto something with the Formula 3000, because the F3 is up until about 2017. Oh, well, according to this anyway, we're at Alton Park. The British F3 now, not like proper Formula 3.
Yes, no, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Superbikes go here. What? Apparently, Superbikes went there.
So, what I like is, I think the session is just being formed, so that's why we're having a little intermission. What I like is, now you remember this, the touring cars on iRacing raced a small version of Alton Park when it first came out.
iRacing had touring cars?
The TC cars. Yeah, the Audi touring car. Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought you were taking about, the way that you were saying it, it's like, oh, in the years of old, back when Papyrus was still a thing.
It was last year. It was right. The night that it was the night that Raidillon was basically christened. Okay, we'll go with it there. And I just remember that Tanner McCulloch was making setups for this track, and the touring car basically ignored Lakeside into the bend. You know, that big bend. You know, the big long stretch that almost looks like a handle.
Yeah.
As you know, Alton Park. It ignored that and just went straight right, and then it went into a hairpin into a chicane. And I just remember Tanner McCulloch, iRacing stuff, trying endless times to get that corner right, because it's a hairpin, but it's two 90-degree corners, you know, two 90-degree rights, into a sharp left. Yeah, and it's like you basically have to miss the apexes just to get a fast line. And I thought to myself, who the hell? And this is it's the Foster's layout, but who the hell would use that type? You know, you do Fosters into Hislops instead of Foster into Knickerbrook.
British track designers, maybe? I don't know. They must have made it. They must have made it. Must have made the layout for some reason.
don't get me wrong, they must make the layout for a reason, but
Unless you're
Yeah,
Tilka, then you just make the layout because that's all, you only copy paste.
let's not have a talk about Tilka. Come on, that's not worth it.
Tilka tracks are the worst. They're all the same.
Yeah, that's good enough for me. Yeah, well, hang on 1 second. We were just having this whole talk about how ovals are dead in America. That's because it's the cookie cutter ovals. And now you're saying Tilka tracks are rubbish because they're all the same.
Well, no, they're actually not the same. But when you can only skin an oval in so many ways, with a road track you have a lot more freedom, and I think that's where people have an issue. Because when you have a samey feeling, I mean, Paul Ricard's one of the worst tracks in the world.
That's a cookie cutter oval. Then that's what you get with your Kansas, your not Texas.
I wouldn't agree with that analogy either, because the cookie, I mean, with an oval, you just transplant it.
No. Okay, no.
Because
we have to.
The corners in Tilka tracks. The corners are actually different, but they're boring.
Yes, in ovals, the corners are different.
They are no. But what I mean is they have one key similarity. They're boring. Not to
Look,
say.
Okay,
like,
no. We're having this discussion.
Oh, no.
We're falling out in front of the children.
Can I at least have a break first?
You know what? You go and have your break. I will talk this with the people with sense.
Fine.
He's gonna kill me for that. Fine. He's gonna kill me for that. No, he's right. All right. Ovals do have their similarities, but if you do ovals, you do understand that there are, the different bankings. You've got some tracks with different bankings on both corners. You've got different constructions on both sets of corners, so it's one of those things where you can go a little bit faster on one corner. Texas is a good example of a difference on the track, because you can take turn 3 and 4 almost flat out from the start. I love you, Ethan. You can take Texas. You take 3 and 4 almost flat out, but you take the first 2 corners and you've got to have a bit of braking. Now you can say that the corners are the same, but you can have the radiuses different. You can have the radiuses narrower. You can have the bankings at different angle. You can have a flat banking. You've got Martinsville, one of my favorite tracks to race. It's a short track. It's basically got no banking. You go to Darlington. It should have no banking. It's the oldest oval in America, and it's like I hate it because I can't drive it. Nevertheless, the iRacing puts the throwback race there when the sun's right in your eyes down the back straight, and it's just not an enjoyable experience. But ovals do have their characteristics, and the cookie cutter, unfortunately, does get that name because there are a lot of tracks that are samey. And that's why they just don't have fun driving, like Kansas. Let's be honest. If anybody in the video knows what I'm talking about with ovals, can you point me into the direction of someone that likes Kansas? I can't find someone. I think I liked it originally just because it was brand new and it was just pick up and go. But just the racing just doesn't help. We'll gloss over the the no multi groove. That's a different thing. But ovals, they are interesting, and of course, one thing we have to realize is that they're going to Daytona Road this week, and then they go to Auto Club in what will be the last time Auto Club is a 1.5 miler. After this, they're turning it into a short track. I still can't get my head around turning that. Okay, again, Auto Club is a little bit of a cookie cutter. Cannot deny that. It's a fun track to race, though. It's a fun track to race just because of the bankings. And I remember a fixed setup in the old days, you could take everything flat out, and to me, that just wasn't fun. I'd like to be fighting the car. But thanks to iRacing, they're going to make Auto Club into a short track using stats and experiments that iRacing have carried out for them. So that's going to be interesting to see when it happens. But we do say goodbye to the old Auto Club this year, and I'm not looking forward to it. Elsewhere, they're going back to some old tracks they haven't been to for a while. We mentioned it before as well with Circuit of the Americas coming for Oval. For Oval? No, coming for NASCAR. The full track, which to me just seems bizarre. Whether or not they do the no track limits like IndyCar. Which actually I thought okay. Having no track limits at Circuit of Americas for IndyCar, I think made the racing a little bit more interesting because they could carry a lot more speed coming out of a couple of corners because it was a tarmac runoff. I actually thought it was better. Despite it looked weird, I thought it was better. So it'd be interesting to see what NASCAR do when it comes to that because they do like having loads of runoff. You take the old 90-degree turn at the bottom of Sonoma. You take the 90 at Watkins Glen. They like their long runoffs. Even turn 1 at Daytona's got a nice big runoff for the road course. So that'll be fun. But you can take the oval driver to a road course. You can't take the oval out the oval driver. So that is going to be one to see. I'm really looking forward. I think the best way is looking forward to when the real racing happens in NASCAR because Daytona's fun and all. I love my pack racing, love my plate racing, but you have to admit it's a lottery, as we saw with McDougall. So, everyone tunes in for the Daytona. They don't tune in for the rest. It's almost like people tune in for the Indy 500, but then don't realize that they've got St. Petersburg, and they've got Long Beach, and then they've got Detroit. Then they go to Barber. They've got some really great road courses, a couple ovals as well. But everyone just thinks, it's the Indy 500. So that's kind of the good thing with Indy, that the 500 is in the middle of the season, where NASCAR just starts with the Daytona 500. I do like the Daytona, but yeah, that's to me, it's the start of the season, but the real racing happens after Daytona for me. Right, so while he's not here, we're just going to be talking about road stuff, okay? So, can't wait to see what happens to that road car for that road team. I don't know where I was going for this. A couple car launches this week, I think, as well, so that'd be interesting. But again, do not expect any drastic changes, apart from Aston Martin, of course. Aston Martin possibly going away from the pink to the British Racing Green, which would be fantastic to see back on a car. That'll be coming soon. Not to mention, is there any other major? Oh, Alpine as well. Alpine. Be interesting to see a blue livery. If they go blue, who knows what they'll do. It's all up in the air. But what isn't up in the air is race 2 of the Super Trofeo series, night 3.
Night 3? What?
Yeah, race night 3. Third race night. It is.
Has Craig King been speaking heresy?
Craig King's not been speaking heresy, but Craig King will also tell you the grid because we didn't get around with telling you the grid because remember, it's a full reverse grid unless you are more than 2 laps behind the leader of your class. So James Armstrong will lead them away with Jonas Dreyer beside him. Hang on 1 second, Jonas Dreyer? On P2? Wasn't he pole last time? Well, that's the effect of the reverse grid.
And Ma starts on pole.
Also, I don't see Louis Eggerson.
No.
I think Louis has pulled it in for the night. So, not sure what's happened there. We've only got 8 pros for this as well, but it'll be Armstrong.
You can see Ma.
Don't knock it. Don't knock it. You can see Armstrong, Dreyer, Teakin, Smith, Egby, Lund, Van der Wedge, Wills is your 8 for the pros. Dennis Mesner and James Nunn will lead the amateurs. Mark Fleming and Lyden Lee behind them. Christian Furs will be in the third row, P6 for the amateurs. So see what he can do. The Matthews, Draycott and Sewell side by side as well. Ted Bradbury and Callum Beaumont there, and James Pearce will be on his own at the back of the field. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Race 2 of the Super Trofeo, race night 3, about to get underway. Take it away, Rob.
And the pros making sure they get out ahead. And it's a nice healthy gap for the amateurs. Hopefully they get around nice and spicking. Let's send it to the grid. You can hear the cars. And Armstrong just held them up until the last moment. You can hear the cars coming towards the start line. And here they go. That is the professionals going across. What about the amateurs? The amateurs are coming up towards us now. And here they come. Oh my god. It's a sea of Lamborghinis just yeeting by the cameras as they come along. We were at the pros for the first race. We'll start with the amateurs on the second race, as that is Dennis Meisner and James Nunn battling it for pole position right out of the gates. And Mark Fleming's right behind. Lyden Lee is also tucking in behind in fourth position. That is Callum Beaumont out of sorts, side by side with Ted Bradbury, coming up to Villeneuve. Oh, still side by side coming through. Oh, and he's just a bit of a squeeze coming onto the outside, and that's cars. Oh, that's, oh no, that's Pierce. No, sorry, that's not Pierce.
None.
None. Oh, he's gone.
Goes off at Villeneuve. He goes off at Villeneuve on his own. No, I'm not sure what happened
Bradbury's
there.
gone.
Bradbury's off. Bradbury's off as well. Now, did he? Oh, he just went a little bit, got tapped a bit too much there. He lost control of the car, tapped himself into the side of Matthew Draycott. Nothing Draycott did wrong there whatsoever. That was unfortunately Bradbury just losing the car coming around Tosa. They continue to go side by side by side. I don't think they'll be able to make any move at the moment as Christian Furs continues to battle to try and get back up. They're trying to battle first. Meanwhile, at the front of the field in the pros, Tikins took P2 away. Casper Lund's just done another move to get by Will Egby. As Ben Smith is struggling at the moment. Ben Smith's going to make it 3 wide. He's going to take it into the middle. Tapping both of them. 3 cars off. 3 cars off. 2 cars off. And that was not what Ben Smith wanted to do. He wanted to see if there was room. But he'd take both of them off the track. Real big drama there. I think Will Egby does recover. Casper Lund, though. Oh, Casper Lund in a very bad state at the moment. Mesner's going to get by. And Casper Lund's got loads of damage to the back of that car. Oh, no. Not what he wanted to do there, I think.
Casper Lund among the sea of amateurs. Doesn't want to be here. He needs to be back with his crowd. And when he wants to be. Where is...
Oh, Will Egby's parking the car. I think he's got steering damage. Egby's parked the car. So that's Egby out. Lund has got loads of damage to that car. Just, did Ben Smith have to make the move is the question. Well, there was a space there. You could argue there was space there, but did it need
Harry
to be
Wills
made?
has gone off.
All happening. Is that Variante Alta? It is. Another car goes off in front of him. Van der Wedge went off as well.
Oh, he almost did a Russell.
We don't talk about that.
I brought it up. Lap 2.
John, yeah. Sorry. We'll keep our eyes on the amateur field, though, because it's really looking interesting in the amateur field. Looks like there's been Matthew Heatrick's had a little bit of an issue. Mark Fleming's had an issue. He's gone down the order. What's happened to Mark Fleming? Did he have a off at Variante Alta or Acqua Minerale? No. No, in fact, it looks like he's had to sort of slow down. No, he just got swallowed up by 2 cars into Tamburello. Absolutely madness there. And Matthew Draycott's had an off. A big off by the looks of it. Who's he taking with him? Oh, no. Rear-ended by James Pearce. They both go off there. Was that Pearce? Oh, I see. Pierce was letting him by. Pierce refused to take the position. So Pierce now at the back.
Gilding's gone as well. It's... Oh.
Done another touch at the back there. Heat trick touches. Yep. Some late braking there. It almost looks like some guys are just a bit more confident on the braking and not being aware of others. It's a little bit of a shame. Christian first makes a couple of positions up because Casper Lund goes down. Has Casper Lund had another moment?
I think he's letting cars by.
Yes, he is. He is. And look at this. Look at this. Mesner, Furs, Hamilton, all battling. Not sure what positions they are for the amateurs at the moment, but these are crucial positions for Christian Furs.
For second, third, and fourth.
Thank you. Second, third, and fourth?
Of amateur,
no.
Yes. Yes, indeed it is.
No, it's third, fourth, and fifth.
Meisner.
No, you're right. I apologize.
Meisner is second.
Yeah, hi. My name's Crofty.
You're right there, mate.
Armstrong at the front. We'll keep an eye on the front of the field, by the way, because Teekins is trying to push. Van der Wedge just goes purple as well. Teekins trying to push Armstrong. Might just be a Project Dynamic procession at the moment, but Mesner, first, Hamilton, all trying to battle for these positions on the podium. It's in the evening right now. They have got a little bit of sunset coming down. It's 4:22 in the afternoon. 27 Celsius, and that is Christian Furs making a late move on Mesner, and he makes it stick. And Mesner's now almost going to be careful. Hamilton's gone off. Hamilton, I think, had a little bit of a moment. Did he go off? Yes, he did. He did go off there. A little bit of a touch there. He goes off. He doesn't lose another position. Well, he did. Mesner goes by. But Hamilton has an off. But Furs now into P2. Mesner's got Casper Lund between him and Furs, as Hamilton continues to try and catch up. And oh my word! Did I just see a free wide? I just saw a free wide through Tosa. That was Fleming, Bradbury and Beaumont, and I think Bradbury taking the position.
Bradbury has indeed taken the position. He's taken two, and that's Callum Beaumont taking over. Mark Fleming has to come down towards Aguadamiller Alley. Colin Beaumont sees Ted Bradbury and sees a position to be gained. He's not letting him by. Christian Furs is catching up to the rear end of Leiden Lee at a rate of knots. He's in slipstream range.
Mark Fleming just lost another position of James Nunn. He has lost four positions almost. I think it is three actually. 3 positions this lap. If he let another one go, Beaumont and Bradbury will be battling at the moment. Nunn's going to try and catch up to them. They are a little bit elongated there, but it is a 4-car battle there. Meanwhile, Dennis Mesner trying to battle with Hamilton. Those two continue to battle as Christian Furs just blast away. Catching onto the back of Leiden Lee right now. The gap is half a second between Lee and Furs. You're not missing anything in the pro field. The top 3 are separated. I say that though. Milan Teekins almost looks like he had a run on James Armstrong there for a moment, but it looks like he's not going to. Teammates there, they're not going to do anything too crazy. Into Piratella, and no, Teekins took a shallower line into Toaster, and it looked like he may have had a chance to set up and overtake there on Armstrong, but decides against it as Hamilton is continuing the battle. I think he's got another person. That Mesner off. Sorry, Mesner's gone off again.
Poor Mesner. His second race is not looking too good. You have to read.
Oh, he hits the grass. Ooh.
The grass is
Big
really
damage.
lethal.
But he got hit. I think Casper Lund spooked him. I think he was spooked by Casper Lund. It looks like there, with Lund getting by, just got a little bit spooked and just made an edge move to the grass, flipped the grass, and bye-bye Mesner.
And he's got Ted Bradbury behind him, hugging the rear end, essentially, and he's gonna... Is he going to let him by? Not without a fight, he says. Come on. We can do it. Oh, well, when I say that... Oh, I do say he actually had a better line coming out of it. Meisner is not letting either of them have guarantees of position as he's coming down to... Oh, bit of a squeeze, and he's forced on the outside. A little bit of a touch coming in to That is Rivazza 1. He's lost 2 positions and he's carrying a huge amount of damage. That is...
It's got the nose.
Christian Ferris battling side by side coming into Akko Minerale. Oh, Christian Ferris on the sausages. Not where he needs to be.
Continuing to battle though. He is trying to find the lines. If he gets a good run out of here, he can set himself up out of Tosa. Not going to happen right now. Gap is 0.3 of a second. What line does Lee take? What line does Furs take? Furs takes a very wide line. Very good apex there. And he does gain a bit of time. Not enough to go for anything from Piratella. So again, he'll have to set himself up for a few more corners. And that is just basically it here. You're planning a few corners ahead. It's like chess. Just plan ahead. See what you can do. Furs using as much of that runoff as he can through Piratella down into Acro Minerale. Does he just hold off a little bit? No, he continues with the same pattern. He's not being too worried about what Lee does there. He is still battling. He cannot go side by side into Variante Alta. He cannot go side by side into Variante Alta. I say that again, and for the third time, I am right. Now, he probably lost some time trying to ask that question. I think Lee will be safe here at the moment until they come around Rivazza. But that was very risky, if you ask me. I think Christian could have waited, and it probably would have put him in a better position. But here he comes. The gap is now 0.4, down to 0.3. He will have a run here. Leiden Lee will have to try and make a defense. Come down the Variante Bassa, as it used to be called, down to the start-finish line. Furs is already saying he wants on the inside. Lee does not have a response. Here's the overlap. Furs is going to make this just easily for the lead. How late does Lee go for the braking? Very late. Look at the difference in the braking. 2 by 2, and they touch, and Lee spins.
I think that was actually an echo, to be fair. If I'm going to be honest.
They would have touched anyway. They would have touched anyway.
Really?
But, yeah, they would have touched anyway.
Oh, I mean, just a bit of hard luck for Leiden Lee. I mean, nowhere really Furs could go. I mean,
probably a little bit turning in too early. Probably turning in a little bit too early there, Leiden. He was battling hard there. You cannot deny he was battling for that position.
Oh, he wanted that to be his position. Unfortunately, just turned it a bit too early, and around he went. But at least, oh no, that's Matthew Heatrick doing that. Oh no, he's done a Harry Wills.
Again, clips the grass. Another one who tries to go wide, clips the grass, and just goes off. He's recovered. He's lost a couple positions though, and that's going to just not doing well right now. Where was he? He was well, he technically got P3 in the amateurs after what happened to... No, he didn't. He didn't have P3 in the amateurs. I apologise. But he's gone down a few places there as well, so not looking good for him. Casper Lund continues his little procession, but he's 12 seconds behind Harry Wills, so he's just surviving to get points. But the field is still pretty close. Nothing happening at the front. Like I said, anything happens, we'll let you know. Nothing going on in the pros. It's all the amateurs at the moment. It is... what's the reserves? Let's just say. You know what I mean? When you get the... you have the theatre show with the reserves in case of emergency, and they get their time to shine. That's what it's like at the moment. The amateurs having their time to shine with some great racing on display.
Christian Furs is 3.5 seconds ahead of Ryan Hamilton, the next amateur. So the big battle now is for first between Armstrong, Milan Tikens, and Jonas Dreyer. Dreyer getting a second wind after qualifying first and then having that unfortunate start that he had where he just kept going backwards. But he can redeem it. He just needs to keep up with... It's very fast, boys. It's easier said than done as they come down to Rivazza 1 and 2. No dramatics. Very wide lines from the three of them. I think they're using all of the track and more, essentially, at this point. And you can see how close Tikens is compared to himself to Tikens. And he sees that the opportunity is sort of whizzing away from him, so he has to absolutely put in some good corners together.
Meanwhile, behind them, though, for P4 and P5, Ben Smith versus Van der Wedge. Looks like Van der Wedge might be making those moves up. He's not been able to, since the start, he's not been able to get the positions that he wanted. Remember, he started in 7th, and he's only made 2 spots up. And I think one of them was, well, let's be honest, both of them were cars going off themselves. He's not made any overtakes this race, as he continues to try to just see if he can get around Ben Smith. It'd be interesting to see what he can do. To Piratella they come right now. Brakes at the 50. I've always wondered, you always wonder, where do they go for corners here? Just got to be careful. Sets himself up again. One of these things that you can make a move into in Aqua Minerale, but it's risky. And we saw as well that you can go too wide into Valiente Alta, but again, that is quite scary. So Van der Wedge continues to look, and it's one of those things that he's got so good pace that maybe he'll just wait till he gets to the start-finish straight again, because the gap's there. And actually, I'm just hearing Smith, I think, might be just yielding the position on the straight. Just by the team radio, not by the team radio, but the radios. We'll just see what happens.
You've been told to wash your potty mouth. They're not reserves. They're good drivers.
No. Yeah, I apologize. That's not what I was going for. I apologize, Andy. That's not what I was going for. I was going for because we've showcased so much of the pro driving the last few weeks because of how good the racing is. We haven't been able to show the the amateurs, and it is almost like, I can't remember the name, but it's the ones that pick up if someone goes sick in a theatre production. The understudies. There we go. That's the right word. The understudies. That's the professional word for it. So we're giving the amateurs a nice little showcase for the second race, because they are really battling belt and braces right now.
Ted Bradbury,
look at it,
is
look at it,
into 5th position. He's eyes 4th position. He sees Callum Beaumont. He's become a very angry man since the LP2's introduction. Bless him. Bless him.
Wow, Andy. Wow, you just had to bring up my nightmare of LMP2s. Anyway, Callum Beaumont battling Ted Bradbury right now for these important places, because Callum Beaumont is trying to get as many points as he can. Is Bradbury trying to make a move into Tosa? The side-by-side into Tosa. Did not expect that. They touch. I'm not entirely sure about that. Bradbury gets the position back. He does get the position back. But Matthew Heatrick just goes, oh, okay, I'll take it. Those who have a gentleman's agreement, and Heatrick just goes right by them. So Heatrick takes that position.
Matthew Heatrick says, what's this? You got a gentleman's agreement license?
But in all due fairness, I did not realise Bradbury still has wing damage. I think that was from earlier in the race. He has wing damage. It's going to be hard to make a move on Beaumont down these long straights in a minute, because, well, someone's put a little twist on the end of his wing, and that will cause a little bit of drag, and that's not what he wants, as Beaumont now gets a slipstream on Heatrick. 12 minutes remaining. Again, nothing happening in the pros. We'll let you know if anything happens, but the amateurs right now are stealing the show. Christian Furs leads the way with Ryan Hamilton in P2 for the amateurs, and Lyden Lee he's holding his own. He's in a little bubble at the moment. He's 5 seconds behind Hamilton. He's 5 seconds in front of Heatrick, as Heatrick now is in this battle with Beaumont. And I think Beaumont might be looking to make a move. He is trying to look to make a move, but Heatrick got the inside. And actually, no, Heatrick gives up. He's not going to battle it. Beaumont takes that position back. Heatrick now into P4 in the amateurs, and Ted Bradbury now trying to look for a move out of Tamburello. Will he try to go for a move into Villeneuve? I don't think he can, but I think he might be looking at a move very shortly on Matthew Heatrick. Will he try another move into Tosa? Well, that's going to be a tough one. No! Okay, he's held it. I've cursed the man too many times tonight.
I feel like we should just stop naming names. We should just call them Williams, number 1. Williams. Like, we should just call them the number 1 or the number 2 driver of their respective teams, because that's the only way we can avoid actually naming their names and cursing them at this stage.
Okay. So Williams number 1, of course, is Jacques Villeneuve. They didn't have the rights to Jacques Villeneuve. But if they came to here, they couldn't call the corner Villeneuve then, could they? Think about it. I mean, it's for a different Villeneuve. But how awkward would that be? It was the only way you could get Villeneuve into the game is to just basically call the corner Villeneuve as Callum Beaumont goes wide at Variante Ultra. He's going to lose 2 positions. Ted Bradbury goes by him after Matt Heatrick goes by. So these three continue to battle hard. And Beaumont make a response here, decide against it, and Heatrick gets it all wrong into Reversal 1. For sure. The other two don't. Bradbury and Beaumont don't. We're going to have a free car sprint to Tamburello. I'm not sure who's going to make a position here.
Callum Beaumont and Ted Bradbury go side by side. Bradbury has a little bit of an edge, and they see, oh my crikey, oh my days, oh my days, oh my days. Bradbury has it. Just about. He's in the sandwich. It's a very fluid sandwich, to be fair. I mean, moves are being made all the time. That's Callum Beaumont coming to. Ooh. He thought about it coming into Villeneuve.
Can he make it into Tosin?
He thought about it again.
He's asking the questions, and the more they do this, the more it brings another car into the fray. We see it all too often. James Nunn is now just on the edge. He's now thinking about just getting involved. What can he do around here? Will be the next question. But these three cars, Heatrick, Bradbury, Beaumont, battling for those important positions at the in the amateurs. In fact, well, Christian Furze has got P1. Hamilton's got P2. Lee's got P3. And these guys are battling for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Important points though for the championship, because with a lower number this week and a drop week is definitely in play. If they can pick up valuable points here when others don't, that could really help them when it comes to the championship later on in the season. So all these points are vital for these guys, especially for Heatrick, especially for Beaumont, and even more for Bradbury with the driving he's had during the last few weeks. Bradbury with that damaged wing is trying to make a move. I don't think he'd be able to. In fact, he's catching. I am surprised how he's catching. With that damage, Heatrick, he's really making him guess where he wants to go. Bradbury's going to try and move. He's going to try that late braking in to Tamburello. Has he cooked it? He hasn't cooked it. And he cuts off the line as Heatrick's got no response. And that might slow Heatrick down as Beaumont now. Don't tell me he's going to try and make a move into Villeneuve. Is he going to try? That's all the question. He's setting himself up. He decides against it. I think that's another order change.
That is Matthew Heatrick. Oh, and battle's going on. Oh, Beaumont wanted to. He thought about it, and he was like, do I push it? Do I push the button? No, I'll wait another corner as they come up to Piratella. Coming around into what Aquaman Rally does. Callum Beaumont sending on the inside. No, he doesn't. He stays behind Matthew Heatrick. Milan Tekin's still not catching his teammate, by the way. In front, he's half a second, but he's still not catching him in a position where he can perform some overtakes. Ted Bradbury now open to 4th in Am. Will he be able to catch Lydon Lee? He has 4-second gap to close. Will he be able to do it? Probably not. But that is the goal. Oof. With the goalposts like that, the goalposts are they're always ever extending. I think Bradbury's just trying his best to go, hey, what if I overtook these two people? My teammates up ahead. What if I just believe? Unfortunately, the machine can only go so fast. And that is Callum Beaumont looking again on the inside of Matthew Heatrick as they come up through Tamburello 1, 2, and 3. Oh!
He took too much of the sausage there. Beaumont now is in a battle with James Nunn, and James Nunn might get by, and Beaumont realizes it and does not put the fight up, so they'll go battling. Meanwhile, Bradbury, that damage to that wing, I was surprised how much Heatrick caught up to Bradbury because of that damage to the wing and the slipstream. So all that gap that Bradbury made, gone. Absolutely gone. And by the way, Beaumont and Nunn behind them, battling side by side through Tosa into Piratella. Nunn does have the front, but it's the inside line belongs to Beaumont. So they'll go 2 wide through Piratella, and now 2 wide into Aqua Minerale. Can none make this? I think Beaumont just yields. He does. He wisely yields. And all this time, he's going to be losing to Bradbury and Heatrick as he continues the battle against James Nunn. That's just going to be the case. There's also some side-by-side battling behind them between Draycott and Mesner. That's what we didn't keep an eye on. They're going side-by-side as Mesner holds on with Draycott. Draycott looks like he wants to make a move. They're going 2 by 2 into Valiente Alta. There's no way they could do it, and Daniel Gilney joins in with them at the back of the field. Draycott almost made that work, but no. No, he does not. So now you've got 3 cars here, all trying to make moves. And what is Draycott going to do? Mesner, go! Oh my, no! Oh, Draycott caught the grass and just goes flying on his own. So that was very risky. He wanted to try as much of the inside he can, and how he lost control and did not hit the car in front, I will never know.
Well, I mean, fair dues, he kept it out the wall very well, but whew, I think he's going to need like a new pair of pants after that. I think it was a Cole Brown moment. As Matthew Heatrick on the Matthew Heatrick looking on the inside, coming into Tosa on Ted Bradbury.
Not making it. Harry Wills, by the way, had a little bit of a moment, gone down the order, but it does not matter. He's still got that P5 locked in for the pros. James Armstrong continuing to lead his teammate. Like I said, nothing happening up the front of the field. We'll let you know. I will tell you that James Armstrong, Teekins, and Dreyer have about 5 seconds ahead of Van der Wedge. And Van der Wedge has 30 seconds, almost, ahead of Harry Wills and Christian Furze. So that just shows the pace gap on the second race here as they continue to battle the warm conditions. It's 4:45 in the evening and it's 27 Celsius still.
I mean, it's still better than what, like having the alternative, which is a Baltic track where there's no heat in the tires and they'll go slip and slide like an ice rink.
We mean like Ted Bradbury almost slipped and slid from the Vasa too.
Yeah.
I think Heatrick might be able to make a move here because look at that damage to that wing. Bradbury is definitely a few kilometers an hour slower on the straight, but it does block off the inside line. If Heatrick wants it, he's going to have to go around the outside. Does he make this stick? Well, he's got a car's length ahead, and he does make it around the outside. That pace difference with the wing damage, Bradbury has to put the brakes on, being a little bit of the same medicine he gave to Heatrick with that good defending, and he gets caught off by it. Meanwhile, James Nunn and Callum Beaumont are just having a great little battle behind them. Not been keeping tabs on this because I thought Beaumont would get by Nunn, but no, Nunn is really putting in a good day's work right now, holding off Callum Beaumont right now with 2:42 remaining in the race. Where are the leaders? The leaders of the race are about to start lap 17 of 18, so they've got 2 laps to go, and very shortly the lead amateurs will have 2 laps to go.
Ted Bradbury.
Where do you want to look, Rob?
Yeah, I'm looking at Ted Bradbury and James Dunn, but Matthew Heatrick in their tussle. And I want to look at this one, which is Milan Teekins and James Armstrong. I don't know which to choose though. Help me decide.
I'm not really sure because it doesn't feel like Teekins has been pushing. He's just been getting the toe as the PD guys just pull away, almost like we see sometimes with the RSR guys in the World Series. Just happens, you know, they just team up, they just pull away. Jonas Dreyer doing his best to keep up with them and done a really good performance today, but it's just not working out for him. Oh my word, Tiki's going really fast into Aqua Minerale there. They will be a few corners away from the white flag, and it really does make it. If Tikins gets an overlap, he'll make the move, but he's not been able to get acceleration out of corners because of Armstrong. I'm not saying Armstrong's blocking the corner, it's just Armstrong has just been able to hold him up so that Tikins has to take a slower line, and it's just not been helping him. And that moment there for Valiente Alta has actually put Dreyer back in the fray. So, white flag is about to start for the pros. And these three are just battling at the moment. I think Teakins may have to abandon that battle with Armstrong and just focus on the last lap to defend this P2 from Jonas Dreyer.
Jonas Dreyer having a new lease of life. He senses the last lap. He saw the white flag. It is do or die for P2 in a Super Trofeo professional. Thought I just saw a car go off. My eyes are playing tricks on me. And look, Armstrong sees a gap behind him. He's just like, ah, yes. Good. The racing has made you powerful.
Oh, I love that. I love that when you're racing somebody and you look behind, you look at the relative and realise, well, he can't fight me now. He's too busy having to defend somebody else, so I can just do my own thing. That's what's going to happen to Armstrong right now, is Teakins has to start thinking about Dreyer. Into Piratella they come. What line do they take? And they almost take, well, look, Dreyer takes a little bit of a wider line through there. But we know Teakins can get really late on the brakes. Look how much speed he carries into the first part of Acqua Minerale. Really am surprised at how much speed he carries there. That might help him through the last few corners. Valiente Alta? Well, I think we know nothing's going to happen here. It all depends on that line. And look how nice they take it. How much Dreyer cut that, though. Sets himself up. Right, last two corners coming up. Reversa 1 and Reversa 2. Dreyer's going to have to put in one hell of a corner here if he wants to try and make this P2. Armstrong has got the lead under lock. He's got that victory on lock. Comes around the last few corners. Dreyer's not going to have it. It is going to be Armstrong, Teakins, Dreyer is your top three. There is no way there's going to be a drag race there. That is your final top three there. Christian Furs will be about 30 seconds behind. Meanwhile, I think Ted Bradbury has lost the battle with Heat Trick. What's happened to Heat Trick?
Heat Trick has actually fallen all the way back into the clutches of Callum Beaumont. This could turn disastrous for Heat Trick. If he loses another position, he'd be kicking himself. He is in 5th position now. He's in the top 5 and he's out. Oh no! No,
he's out of fuel.
No!
That to me isn't out of fuel. The car is stuttering. He's out of fuel.
He's run out of fuel. No! Heat Trick. No! He's not going to be able to make it a start line. He's lost. He'll be at the back of the grid. No!
Somebody, come on, somebody give him a push. Come on, somebody
please.
Give him a push.
Somebody please.
He is going to be at the back of the field. Heartache there.
Oh, no.
And no one's helping him. He's coasting down the hill, which is good. There's a hill, so he'll be able to coast down the hill. But then what? He loses all the positions, unfortunately. Can he make it? Can he make it by coasting? I hear no engine.
Yeah,
it's all clutch.
He's put the clutch in. Yeah.
It's all clutch.
Come on! You can do it!
The problem is there's a little bit of a hill here. Oh no, I'm worried. I'm worried, Rob. Can he do it? No, he's not taking the fastest line. And there is a little incline. Come on, Matt. You can do it. If not, here comes Christian Furs. He's not going to make it. He's at 50 kilometers an hour. And the start-finish line is at the front of the... Oh, no. Come on.
Come on.
Come on, Matt.
Come on, Matt.
Come on, Matt.
Come on, Matt. 40 kilometers an hour. That's how fast he's going. His clutch is in. Come on. He sees the start-finish line. He sees it. Come on.
34 kilometers an hour. Now 33, 32. Is he going to make it? I think Christian Furs has caught up to him. I think Christian Furs is going to give him the push he needs.
Yes. Come on. Come on. Come on.
And that is the respect.
Yeah. Yeah. He made it. He made it.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Well done. Well done, Christian. Well done, Christian, for the respect there. Well done.
Oh, I think Matthew will definitely be kicking himself now as he slowly comes across. Oh. Running out of fuel, but he made it. And a little consolatory wheel. Oh no. Oh, I'd say he's kicking himself.
Poor guy. Poor guy. Well, that was race 2.
And from backwards, we go to first position, backwards to first, because it's race 2. And I like making a little bit of an issue of everything. I can't go one race without making a mistake, but we'll roll with it.
You want to do it top of the pop style?
Yeah, top of the pops. In 21st is Will Egby, who had to retire. Pierce, who also had to retire. And then Matthew Heatrick, who ran out of fuel. But he finally comes home in 19th place. Meisner, 18th. Fleming, 17th. Matthew Draycott in 16th. Daniel Gilding in 15th. Casper Lund, who we saw having that issue, in 14th. Matthew Sewell in 13th. James Nunn in 12th. Callum Beaumont, 11th. Ted Bradbury from the back of the grid to where he was. That's a very good chunk of positions he made up. Lyden Lee in 3rd overall, or in 3rd for amateur. Then we get to Ben Smith and Harry Wills in 8th and 7th. 6th is Ryan Hamilton. The winner of amateur, Christian Furs, in 5th. Van der Wedge in 4th. Jonas Reyer manages to make top 3, just behind Milan Tikins, and James Armstrong is your race 2 winner. I think we got a few boys waiting for us.
Do we have a few boys waiting for us?
We do indeed.
I will let you. There we go.
Ryan Hamilton and Daniel Gilding, come on down.
We were just having a chat randomly.
I'm not prepared.
Oh dear.
How you guys doing? What did you think of the race?
Oh, my opinion on the first race was it was pretty all right. Still trying to get used to the car and the way that the pros brake is like beyond me. But first race was all right, and second race I just thought I'd just go for it and see what I could do and try and keep myself out of trouble. And I ended up getting second. Did I? I hope I did.
Yeah,
I know. I'm dead chuffed with myself. And Daniel also had a good first race, but I don't think he's happy with his second race, as he was just telling me.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal. But good result for the team. That's what they say in interviews, right?
Yeah.
Good result for the team.
Yeah, it's the team what
exactly.
matters. Team.
Yeah. But then I could do the old thing. Are you happy with the team performance tonight, or you know, do the old team performance thing where you're gritting your teeth?
I mean, credit to Daniel though. He literally just got like a Fanatec version 3s, and he bolted them on just before the race, which is kind of like a no-no I'd do, but I think he did all right with a brand new pair, like unknown variables with regards to braking and stuff like that, and I think he did really well. Obviously, might have done better if he'd have stuck with the old pedals.
What were the old pedals, just out of curiosity?
Crossmaster, is it T3 PAs?
Yeah, no, that definitely was a no-no then.
yeah.
If you said CSL, I would have gone, yeah, I think you can get away with it. But yeah, that's a good performance anyway because of that. Kept it clean, I will say, Ryan. Daniel didn't have the best of times though in that second race, as we were saying, but some really good racing all the way around. I know Ryan had it pretty quiet. First race, what you were looking for. Now next week, of course. Big week coming up ahead. What are you looking for next week in terms of results?
Better results.
But for the team, for the team, we'll go like that.
I mean, personally for me, it's. I mean, I've finally got my feet, under the desk, so to speak, with regards to results going my way for once. I mean, my first race I did have 2 offs, which were kind of like, I was really upset with myself about it. But the second race I had a very clean, very quiet race, and I made moves when I needed to. And I think I'm slowly getting used to what the car's limits is. And as you get used to that, you can carry that on into the next race, and hopefully you can get right up there with the likes of Furs, Lund, and those sort of guys who are really, really pushing the AM class at the moment. We're all of us are like looking at them two and thinking to ourselves, we're going to struggle. But today showed that they're not machines, they're not inhuman, and they can be overtaken. So
the important question is, how's your knowledge of Sandvoort? Good answer. Good answer.
The last time I raced that was in Simbin's like World Touring Car Championship back in 2007. So I think a lot's changed since then.
Yeah. Good. So in other words, good luck.
14 years ago.
Wow. I don't know if you've got anything else to add, Rob.
No, not at all. Not at all. Anything to shout out, lads, before you go?
No,
Go on,
shout
Daniel.
out to Nomad Sim Racing for letting me and Ryan join them this season, and thanks for chatting to us.
Absolutely. We'll let you go before any more sandboard related embarrassments go.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I just thought to say thanks to Nomad. Like they've been brilliant with us, giving us a bit of tips there. I'd also like to say hello to my fiance's parents who are watching most of the time, and my personal pit crew, my fiance, who sat right next to me watching the stream and giving me updates about everything that's going on. So thank you very much, Charlotte.
Probably laughing at your demise in the background.
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah, pretty much. She laughs at all what you guys are doing as well. I mean, so good stream as well to you guys. I always enjoy I jump in every now and again, and you guys do a really good job. Just thought I'd let you guys know, because you do a really good job. You're really good commentators. You make me laugh. You make Charlotte laugh, and you do a really good, especially when it gets heated up. I really enjoy it.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much, guys.
Have a good evening, Ryan. We'll see you next
too.
week.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Unfortunately, Craig, it is the end.
My only friend? The end?
Hello, the end, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Hold on. You've changed 2 songs. This is the end, my only friend. The end is 1 song, and then the sound of silence starts. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'm not talking about darkness. We've had a good race. We've had 2 great races tonight at Imola, and we're going to take it forward, Rob. Wednesday night, it's going to be the World Series at hang on, I almost said Atlanta. No, Road America. 2 sprint races at Road America, which promises. I love Road America, so I'm going to enjoy doing that. It's going to be fantastic. If you do like what you see, hit that like button and the subscribe button. Check out our membership list. We have 3 tiers now, and we do provide all the rewards we can give you. Apart from the 8x10 Polaroids. Rob hasn't got around to that yet, but yeah, we'll wait for that one. Don't forget, underneath the video, link to our Discord channel, followed as well by trackcams22.com, providing these fantastic camera angles. I'm trying to think what else to say, Rob, apart from we will be back,
Discord.
like I said, Wednesday. Did I say Discord? I said Discord.
I think you did. But
I did say Discord. Yes.
Until next week and until Wednesday, where we're coming back for the big old boys in the RSR World Series toys, I have been Robert O'Brien.
I have been Craig King.
This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Good evening, guys, and have a great rest of your week.